Well, Happy New Year and stuff like that. Welcome back to the channel. It's 2020. Today, I'm gonna do something a little different. Not really. It's not different at all. It's the same. We'll put together a PC. In the last couple videos, you may have noticed one of few things, the motherboard to the Underdesk PC, and it exploded a little bit. Not much. I can show you. See that right there? That's the trace that exploded. Adam, he upgraded his rig like last year. He upgraded to this board, MSI V360 Gaming Plus, and he upgraded to some 8th gen i3. It basically was a i7 3770. So he upgraded to this board with 32 gigs of RAM and all that stuff. Well, then a few weeks ago, he upgraded again because he could. He just said, screw it, I'm going to AMD. So he gave me this board with the i7 8700. But the problem, when we were dismantling the board, and this is no fault of his, this is all my fault, when I was cleaning off the thermal compound off the CPU, as you do when, you know, you take a AIO off, I flipped up the bracket, and the CPU actually lifted up with the bracket too. When it fell back down, a little bit of thermal compound got into the actual socket. Total noob mistake. But it still functioned. I still used it for a few weeks. And then getting close to Christmas, I thought, I want a Christmas present. So I picked up the board that I'm currently using, because as you can see, my computer is on and working. So slightly used on Amazon through Prime and all that stuff, that's all verified, supposedly. I got a Z390 ASRock Pro 4, because my previous board was an ASRock Z77 Extreme 4 motherboard. I've promised many times in the last few years of building a rig inside the Corsair C70, which I haven't done yet. So that's what we're gonna do. So here, the Corsair C70. Most of the videos I do that involve this case usually get more views, because people seem to like this. My glass panel with the broken design. You know, I painted it and stuff like that, and I have some other plans for it, but I have a problem. The problem is, when I make a video or my sister makes a video, we have a very shitty internet speed. It used to be good. We actually were paying a little bit more, and we could upload and download, and fast download speed is 30 megabytes a second download. I don't count megabits because they're dumb. The upload speed was like 10 megabytes a second. Average video that me and her make, because she does in 1080p, I'll do it in 4K every once in a while with the phone. It could be a 16 gigabyte file. You know, 20 gigabytes maybe, depending on how the length of the video. If I know I'm going to make a longer video, I'll do it in 1080, but still end up with a pretty hefty file that we have to upload to YouTube, and that can take a very long time. That's going to be the solution, the immediate solution with this computer, and folding it home. So as you can see, the motherboard in this case, and it is one monolithic case, I have to say. I've never built in a case this large before. So everything is pretty much ready to go, so all we have to do is build in here. The problem is, the parts that I'm gonna use are currently attached to the Underdesk PC. The remains of the Underdesk. So this board, which was part of it, it died. It's just a showpiece now, you know, classic hardware and whatever. Obviously that board is not going in here. We're gonna use the AIO. And then we're gonna use this shitty 500 watt power supply. Doesn't look good, I hate it, and it's terrible, but it still works, and I love it. It's gotta go in there for now. Eventually I will upgrade to something to make it look a little nicer, because this PC probably gonna go somewhere here for all to see. And then I have some other modifications I'm gonna make to it to make it cooler. So, speaking of coolers, we gotta get this bad boy off and in, and we gotta get the power supply off, which I used some very, very, very strong double stick tape. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna need a pry bar and a jackhammer. Probably gonna lose some skin. So let's get all this shit out of the way, and then we'll start putting some stuff in this case and see what it looks like. There we go. My power supply here. It's literally double stuck down, very sturdily.
Strong. Strong. Strong.
Alright. we got our power supply off. Take our Corsair C70, lay it down. Being a Z77 means it's DDR3. Being a DDR3 platform, we need some DDR3. I'm gonna actually only use, for this instance, the 2 sticks of Patriot. It's not gonna need any more because it's just gonna be uploading. It's just might be even rendering, or I could just render, set it and go, and then folding. So, some like very, basically low power. I could probably, if this one still worked, I could put it in there too. This one works, so it's going in there. So I could put 2 GPUs in here. So first, let's do some RAM. That's not lighting, that's dust. Yeah, it's a little dusty. About 10 years worth of dust, and that's with a filter. Notch. We're gonna plug it in, just like that. Take our other one, our other notch. So I'm thinking something like that. So for this portion, attaching the AIO. So what I'm gonna do is take these screws here out, and they're gonna go through the case. We're gonna sandwich the fans. So these are the screws. These are the ones that come with the radiator, the AIO. These are what I'm using. They're like 3/32 or some shit like that. They're basically the same. Bought these at the hardware store. They're stainless. I like them. Okay, fans are gonna be set to exhaust. Oh, well, that is handy. So these are not gonna work without a washer, because that's where I want to mount. Demonetized. Worsher. This is what I'm working with. Nothing. They're the same length. It won't fit. But of course I have longer screws. We run it through just like that. It shouldn't puncture the radiator, but we'll see. At least that is the idea. I've had some ideas before, and they weren't very good. As long as water doesn't start shooting out everywhere, we're okay. This will result in a few bent fins, maybe, but ultimately the radiator should be fine because I'm not anywhere near any of the actual channels. Our radiator is in, nice and sturdy, got our airflow going out. Let's mount the cooler. CPU, just gonna wipe it off, because it's just what you do. Good enough. Knack to it. It's already pre-opened because of delivery. And remember, kids, never do anything that Linus tells you to do, because it's probably wrong. Never do anything I tell you to do, because it's probably wrong. Look at that little poop. It looks like a little poo-poo. We're going to take our water block here, and it's going to go... The problem I have with these older plastic brackets. Alright, now see right there, and then right there. See how kind of beat up that is? That's all super glue, because when you're using these brackets from the front, when you're tightening it up, you do use a screwdriver, and you do it too hard. This little bit of plastic back here, that bolt, the nut that goes through the standoff, will spin. It'll just spin and spin and spin because of the plastic. So my tip is, once you find your layout, you just super glue that in. That's how you do it. USB 3 header. Plug that into the USB 3 port. It is keyed, so it only goes in one direction. Like I said, we're going to do the R9 270, 270X. I think this will reach. I think it'll reach. Perfect. Now we have plenty of room to plug in our CPU power. Now, put our GPU back, because I took it out for no reason. So I'll choose from one of many of these, because every time you get a damn GPU. Alright, so this because it's hideous. So now, do our SSD. Good old double stick tape. Stick it right there. Stick it right there like that for us. Bam, right like that, mounted. Now that all that stuff is plugged in and in place, we got 2 fans. We need a rear fan at least, maybe a front fan. It's not going to be that required. I think we'll have enough airflow. Yet more 3M double stick goodness. Why are these screw holes so big? It's been 1 week. I had to take a break. Work and stuff. And also car trouble. So, back. We gotta put these last few fans in, and then get this bad boy booted up, do some minor testing. What kind of testing am I gonna do with the system that's just gonna be uploading things? So for instance, these regular fan screws, they work? No, they just go right through. Why did they design this like that? One of these screws, put a washer on it, just like we did with the rad. And now, we can actually mount this thing. The nut on the screw. So as you can see, got my screw, my bolt and my nut there. Take the old screwdriver. I just give it a little tap. And yes, I am using different color washers just to irritate people. That's really it. That's the only reason. These are the AF120s that I got for the big pink computer out there. I thought they were dying, so I took them out. In that video where I placed the power supply fan, yeah, these still work. It wasn't these, so they're gonna go in here. Because why not? So you click the little tabbies, not the cats. We got our dust filter in the front, so that's very handy. So we got our 2 120mm holes we can still mount on the outside of the case there. In that position. This time these screw holes are tiny. Why are they so small? What were they thinking with this case? I can thread directly into the case. Alright, so now we got our fans in, and everything is pretty much ready to go. I'm pretty certain this is gonna work. Maybe. What are you doing? You helping? You helping? Big that damn case is compared to her. Click this on. Didn't explode. Good sign. There we go. Preparing automatic repair. And it sounds like we do have a bad fan. So as you can see, we have our Windows repair thing going on here. It's okay, can handle it, means it's gonna work. And also, where computer just meowed at me. As you can hear, this first fan, a little rattly, so I'll take care of that afterwards. Almost to the desktop. Time's right, date's right. I'm gonna let all this stuff load and come back. Alright, I'm back. This thing's annoying. I might unplug that fan for now. I got a fix for that, don't worry. As you can see, we are on the desktop. I have stereo fan sound going on around my head now. That's pretty cool, I guess. Alright, well I've decided against waiting on this thing. I assure you, everything will be okay. It will become useful at one point, once it gets past 2% on the AMD Radeon download. So, I just gotta say, thank you for sticking with watching this whole video. It's probably very long, I don't know, because I haven't started editing it yet. So, I will kindly ask you, once again, for the, I think, 68th time, please like and subscribe. Coming up this year, I do have a few more ideas here and there that I just have to get around to do. One of them, of course, is going to LTX 2020 in August. That's going to be dope. We'll make sure we make a little better video than the last time, and I promise this time I will not cry. At least on purpose, or for any reason I can think of. at the moment. So once again, like and subscribe, leave comments, leave a lot of comments. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook if you use that still, even on Reddit. The Reddit thing is in the end screen. I'm on Reddit, AFAF Tech. Patreon too. If anybody decides to donate to the Patreon to officially make some money to build computers like this, honestly, like replace these fans or an actual theme to it, which I do have an idea for that and I have to get around to do. But in terms of like folding at home, you know, there's a few people that help me on folding at home. It's cool. We're almost to 1 billion. So that's what that's for. Like I always say, fighting cancer. I now have yet another family member that has cancer. So it's a thing. You're a human. No matter what you do, you're gonna get cancer probably. Neil Peart just died the other day from brain cancer. That guy never did drugs. Those guys didn't party. They didn't do like Slash and Ozzy and even Elton John, you know, those guys. They all should have been dead a long time ago. But apparently they're immortal and immune to all forms of poison. So my whole goal with building computers and buying GPUs and more tech is to fight cancer. So that's the basic whole premise of this. Again, like, subscribe, possibly donate to the Patreon so that I can get more GPUs and CPUs and rigs and pay the power bill once I get all that stuff to fight cancer, because it really sucks. Thanks for watching.